Good afternoon, good morning, wonder what day it is. This video called Day in a Life of Somebody Who LGBTQ like I am. I'm going to explain what it is for you. Some of you may not be aware of it. Some of you are. Most people are and can't aware of it. Some countries, laws do vary. So you got to be careful what you're going to say. Well, anyway, I'm being careful here of what I'm saying because I already know what. Anyway, it's not easy being a trans woman, because for one, I can explain to honesty, you have people who are anti-trans, no matter where you go, and it's not easy. Another thing is, when a person transitions from male man to woman and start taking hormones, you start to grow some pretty nice looking boobs. Oh, you gotta take care of them too. You don't take care of those boobs, you know what? Don't care of your breasts, guess what? They can come back on you. Don't get mammogram done before you know it, you have cancer in your breast and not know it. And that's one thing transgender females are eligible to get breast cancer. Now, that's one thing. I'm very eligible to get it now, but since I've been doing hormones. But when you start hormones, here's what happens. First, they will put you on some blockers. If you're very young when you start at 15, 16-year-old, at age, if you're very young, like young youth, starting transitioning, you'll be put on hormone blockers first. Or you'll be put on some kind of puberty blockers or hormone blockers. One of those two things. They will actually cancel your puberty to do that. Then they will go through as dressed as a woman, and then they will start giving you the estrogen. So then you start getting estrogen pills or needles. You start taking those, and what happens to these young kids when they go in high school? They grow. They get everything happens inside. They come out very femininely beautiful after they're finished their hormone to get surgery done. They're pretty beautiful, but healing time can vary. And when the bottom surgery done, healing time can vary, like between persons. So some people it may take up to 2 to 3 months in some cases. In some cases, it might take about 2 months in some cases. Some cases it may take a month and a half. No telling, how long it take me to do it, because I know myself, I probably might be healed, I estimate my physical strength, my body, when transitioning all that, where I am now, how I feel, I estimate maybe about a month, maybe two at the most. But that's what I estimate, maybe that long. But I think I might be a little ahead of schedule on the recovery part of it. Now, I'll be doing that probably soon, probably sometime in the new year. So, if you are in there and you are really want to do it, what's gonna happen? What do you think will be? Two things. Number one, it is really great that you may be transitioning. Also great to see that you're having a wonderful time, if you are, but also people who transition female to male. That's the other whole different ball of wax, but I can tell you what would happen when people do that. First, they start their puberty age. Okay, you're going to start a puberty blocker. Then you're going to take testosterone. That's going to make your voice go deep and keep you pretty flat-chested throughout your puberty, basically, because you won't grow boobs. And that keep you flat-chested. And then you get the operation done where they will take out the hysterectomy. But they have to multiple operation below on a trans man, because they have to build it up below. Basically what they do is they're building a willy down there, and it takes several procedures to do it. have to build a male part below, male sex parts below to build that up. Once you finish being built below, and then you have a nice beard, and then you become a beautiful looking transgender male. Now, unfortunately, you have a voice, a permanently man's voice for your life, and that's one thing to have. But in trans women, the other way around, they turn it inside out to build a vagina. That big difference, And the older you are, your chances of rejecting it is less. When you were 57, I know people had it done at 58, 59. Everybody, oldest person I ever seen had done was in the 68-year-old woman. Grandma had bottom surgery done. She didn't reject her new vagina at all. I heard a 57-year-old, my age, getting it done, and they don't reject it. They pretty much accept it. It's the youngest crowd between the young ones who go through puberty, go through adolescenthood of being trans when they're teenagers and go into adulthood. They have more chance of rejecting it years after surgery, where 20-year-old and we might reject it. Some will, some won't. Some will reject it in the 30s too. Like it's all the same. Like it's really, really, really how the individual looks down at it and feels about transitioning, and how I didn't get diagnosed with genitophilia until about 2012. Figure that out. In 2012. So it's 8 years I've been on hormones, and hopefully next year I'll be in Montreal on a table having an operation done, and then I'll be so happy to have a surgery done. You know why? Because of bottom surgery. So happy to have my bottom done. But also, too, becomes the biggest problem, keeping it clean below and taking baths. Make sure that the part below, the midfield part, keep clean, making sure I do dilating on time and follow as directed by Bessard in Montreal. Make sure that I read the handbook and make sure things are going smooth and doing a diet schedule, and then and make sure it heals really well, which it probably would heal very well, about average. May heal a little quicker, average, or whether with healing, but average. Some people heal a little quicker, a little slow. About me, I might heal a little bit quicker, a little bit less. Because one thing about my blood is plasmosis antibodies, and they tend to speed up the healing a bit too, which is great. Now, it's not easy being a woman, because sometimes you walk in and the guy will look at you. Are you a woman or a man? Or being called by wrong pronoun. That's the worst thing. It happened at a border going into Niagara Falls, New York. The border guard called me by a totally wrong pronoun. I was not pleased about it, He's called me Mr. Jackson, Miss Jackson, Mr. Jackson. That's a totally wrong pronoun. Pronouns are, I can explain, this is more for straight people, are what the person identifies as. So people identify being a woman, and they do that. People identify being a man, and they do it. People identify a male or going female to male. There are people going male to female like me. They identify as female like I do. Me being a woman, and I learned a lot about being a woman. Sometimes it's not easy. You really gotta look after it. Wow, this is a rig, but a really nice one. As a matter of fact, people say I look like Shirley Temple, which I do. It's a mirror image of Shirley Temple, which is really, for me, I like that because people saying that. I love my curly hair, which I do. A matter of fact, I love this wig so damn much. It really makes me look good. I look a heck of a lot different in this wig than I ever looked in any other wigs I had. I had long hair wigs. This is short hair, curly. I like it, and do I look feminine? Oh, man, I do. Anyways, well, that's about what it is about transitioning. And give me an education lesson on it. And another thing too, getting laughed at by guys or people on the street. They see you, and then someone will say, "You look funny." They'll go, "Look at that guy dressed like a woman." That too. Those people that make fun of you, or somebody go like this and say, "Dressed like a man." Some will turn around and do the mean finger. Boom, boom, boom. Beat the crap out like a man. That happened. I've been raping another very serious thing. And I had 3 or 4 things have happened like that. I had been beaten up once severely, and then they're all really bad. Another thing happened was being transitioning was not funny at all, because another thing happened to me is being told I couldn't use the ladies' room and had to drag that for a court of law, but that and the whole can of worms. But I can't go into that in detail because I'm told by a lawyer to handle the case to keep hush about it. Well, anyways, that I don't go in detail on because I keep that sort of hostile, so classified. Anyways, and another thing to happen to me is I've been beaten up by guys, and another thing, I've been raped once, and it's not a pleasant thing, by Raymond Rantoul, all people. He got a lot of time in jail. He's out now, but he had to be monitored. He put on a permanent monitoring for life. Well, know what they did to him? Actually, he got out of jail. He'd been castrated. They castrated him as punishment for that too. That's another thing that happened. Well, I think anything else that happened, but yeah, one time in Buffalo, there was some guy who was in Buffalo, New York. He was following me around, thinking about doing something, and I told the cop, and the cop walked over, and they put him behind bars. He was pulled aside, and he was gonna had a attempt on robbing me. Matter of fact, the cop seen it and busted him right on the spot, on behalf of me, basically. But I thanked the cop. I thanked the police officer for that. I thanked the cop for busting him, and I didn't even know the guy. So there, go to show our good police are around where you travel. Plus, he traveled in big cities like Toronto, New York, L.A., Miami, and just name a few of the big cities, London and London, England. Those cities you really got to watch out for. Watch out for the guys. The guys are very plentiful. They will make fun of you. Guys will do things that you don't want to do. They might, well, I want to do this. And I have, or being stood up by a man at night. I mean, I've been stood up by somebody one time. I do gonna love my life, but he turned around and took off. Gonna see our trance during my mail part. Anyway, so that was pretty good. But you know what? The biggest challenge to me, if when I get the bottom surgery done, I'll have vagina. Not gonna take time to get used to. I mean, it's not something it's something I'm looking forward to getting done. But also I gotta look forward to dilating too. That's a big issue, dilating. So I have to look at it and I have to dilate. Well, this is a very curly wig. It suits me. Wearing a wig from this area, like wearing a tiny, this is Shirley Temple wig, and I like it. Anyways, I'm going to let you go so you can have a nice day. And I'm going to go, I got things to do today too. So I thought I'd bring you a blog today on transitioning, how hard it is. Some people do. And what happens when they start hormones. If you adult start, I'm going to explain that, I already did. when you do start hormones, you start to feel things. There's things will change in your body. The biggest thing, I know after your body surgery is done, see the biggest change has happened. You know when? Do you want to know when the biggest change has really happened? I can tell you when it will happen. Biggest change after body surgery. In some cases, your breasts may get bigger. Of course, and dilating widens your hips, so your hips get wider, definitely after that one common thing that does occur. And the skin get a little bit softer, and that's about it. And not really, these are, and you go through another behavioral change. You go from thinking like a man sometimes, you go into more female behavior afterward, because the vagina, when it's orgasm, that makes you act very female-like. Because not only that, the vagina also makes you act like a woman more than ever before. You're unable to act like a man. You can't. See, with me taking hormones right now, if I were dressed like a man the way I am, I'm able to act like a man. I can't act like I'm unable to dress as a man anymore. Unable to act like one, so I can't really do it too well. Matter of fact, it's very difficult for me to act like a man. It's harder than anybody ever could imagine. Anyways, I'm gonna go on here and go on about it. It's not easy, the harder thing to do. It's a very difficult decision to make, but I did it. And now, one way it paid off, another way, no. The way it did, well, but you lose a lot of your friends when you start, male friends, and you gain a lot of boyfriends, so there. Anyway, I'm going to say this blog is now done. You are finished. This blog is going to be completed here. And I'm going to say blog over. And I lovely say thank you for listening to this YouTube live blog. Thank you. Have a wonderful and productive day or a productive night. Thank you. May God bless you. Amen.